Okay.
Oh, here's Deepak. I'll let him.
Good morning, everybody. On
Hi, Deepak.
It's about to start.
Hi, Deepak.
Hi, Deepak.
Hi,
How are you,
namaste.
Deepak? Namaste. Hi. Hello, Ruben.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to meet you.
Good.
Hi, Deepak. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Hi, Deepak.
I just wanted to clarify. Did we say you wanted chapter in Nepal or not? I didn't put this up.
We want. We have talked with a few individuals, also few professionals in Nepal.
Okay. But
so
I
very,
should announce it. Should I just leave it alone for right now?
okay.
I leave it alone, or should I announce it?
You can mention, because I have already talked to a few professionals here.
Okay, no problem.
Hello, Jeffrey.
Hey, Taleb, how are you?
Good to see you. We exchanged a
see
few
you
notes
too.
today. It was
Sorry?
good. We exchanged a few notes today.
Yes. I thought you needed some help from an old friend.
We're just about to share the rest of our events.
Are you still there, Taleb?
I think it's Taleb, you're there, right?
I'm there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, Taleb, I know the whole world can hear this, but I have a picture somewhere of you and Francesco and I in Dubrovnik eating ice creams, and I was going to send that to Jürgen to include with the piece, but I couldn't get my hands on it.
That'll be nice. That'll be nice.
Yes, I'll keep looking.
Yeah. I think I have it somewhere. If I look for it, I can find it. Hello, Dev.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock, so I'm going to let everyone in and we can start.
Okay.
That man has a different background every time I see him, Jürgen.
Well, I lost my. No, I don't know what happened this morning.
I like this background with the flags. I think it's very international.
Oh, hi,
Yes.
Peter. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I watched your introduction. It was very good.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, Peter. Shalom.
Oh, shalom. Hashamcha.
Hello, Dov. How are you?
Hi. Good to see you all.
My good neighbor. How are you?
Yes, welcome.
Good
And
to
we
see you
can
smiling.
almost touch. We can almost touch here. Yeah.
Almost.
That works.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. Well.
Ich habe eigentlich auf 19 Uhr gewünscht.
Wer ist Brasilien? Ist das was mit Score?
Ja, der Jürgen Steinmetz ist ja Mitglied bei uns in Düsseldorf. Der sitzt aber in Hawaii, das ist der, der in Hawaii sitzt. Ah, die hören mich jetzt alle.
I'm not ready for snow. I'm not ready for winter. I'm already. I'm telling my son this morning, no, we still got to get through February. First month, I agree.
No one is ever ready for
My
snow.
favorite months. My favorite holiday is Memorial Day, the start of summer.
I like that.
It's always been my favorite. What has?
Jürgen, it's your birthday.
It is. Happy birthday. I'm going to start with a happy birthday to you.
I Sean? I could have cared less about Christmas. I never even knew I had trouble finding anything I wanted for Christmas. My sister wanted everything in the Sears and Roebuck catalog.
My colleague Blake is the other one that's also showing in the
I remember that catalog. That was a big deal when that came. We picked out our presents in Sears and Roebuck.
And today we're going to talk about elevator modernization.
Do you have, I know you're so busy taking care of your family, but do you have time to read a book? I read journals. I get the New Scientist, which is a weekly.
Before we start on the content of the presentation, I just wanted to go through some of the basics of GoToMeeting. You guys probably have lost traffic in the last few months with online meetings and webinars, but some of you may not be familiar with the GoToMeeting platform. So just a quick overview of the functions that you'll need for this session.
I've never been much of a reader because I always
First thing, I kindly ask that you mute yourself, which
I've been thinking about you because I'm reading a book right now, and I wanted to know if you knew anything about it. It's nonfiction, and it's called The Third Rainbow Girl, and The Long Life of a Double Murder in Appalachia. Did you know it took place like in 1980 in West Virginia? Never heard of it. Yeah, no, it's a real mystery. I don't know how it's going to end. Send me the name and author again. Maybe
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. We're going to cut people up, so we save some background noise here. And we're just ready to start. Give us about 30 seconds. Good morning and aloha from Hawaii. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz, and I'm here not only with eTurboNews and livestream.travel this morning, but we're here to launch a new organization in the world, and an organization of many friends like you. It's called the World Tourism Network. And for attending our event, I said this morning, but I know for other people, it's in the middle of the night, it's evening. So thank you to anyone who is attending this morning or this afternoon or this evening, our launch event. World Tourism Network was an initiative what resulted out of a discussion many of you were involved in, rebuilding.travel. I think we were probably the first organization or the first initiative, because it wasn't an organization, that started this discussion as early as ITB Berlin, but never happened this year. We had an event planned together with PATA to address the threat of COVID. We know very much about COVID, and this was back on March 8th of this year, I believe. And when this meeting actually happened, and it did take place at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in Berlin, in Germany, only a handful of us who actually traveled to Berlin to attend a non-existing ITB met. We had a good time. And we really didn't know very much what we're talking about. We had Dov, who's here on this panel, and he's from Israel, attending this meeting actually. And so Dov, you're the first one, I think we had our first member and participant in the rebuilding.travel discussion. And now this discussion became more and more important, I think, and with the help of our co-chair and co-founders, Peter Tarlow, who said something, and Dr. Talia Breitbart, you will hear more, and many others. It turned out there is room possible for an organization in a different way to set a step on the global arena. There are many organizations, and we're friends with all or most of them, like, for instance, the World Travel and Tourism Council, UNWTO, eTour, and so forth. But an organization what is specifically targeting the medium to small size global audience of various travel professionals may be something what is missing. So, and this is really what we're building from the bottom up, not from the top down. And this is why chapters are very important. And before we get into details, I wanted to again welcome everyone, and I wanted to give the microphone to two very people in this organization. My partners here, Dr. Peter Talo, and then of course, Dr. Talia Breitbart, who was, as you know, the former Secretary General of the United Nations World Tourism Organization. There's a lot more to introduce and to do. I have an entire list here, but let's start with Peter. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning from Texas. Howdy to everyone. First of all, today is a double birthday because today is really the first birthday of our World Tourism Network. It's also Jürgen, or I know him as Thomas Steinmetz's birthday. So please make sure to wish Jürgen a birthday. This is a happy birthday, a double birthday for everyone. This is a really important organization. This is the first, to the best of my knowledge, international organization that will specifically address the needs of small and medium-sized businesses. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has come out especially hard on those types of businesses. The big guys, Amazon, etc., they're doing just great. But it's a small and medium-sized hotel or small tourism attraction or restaurant they're suffering, and they need a voice also. And so the whole purpose of WTN, of course, everyone is welcome, but the purpose of WTN is to give a voice for those who up till now have not really had a specific voice. And to work with our partners, the World Tourism Council, with the UNWTO, they represent larger industries or national countries, but this is a chance for the independent entrepreneur to be able to also have his or her voice heard. And so today is really a very special day. I'm not going to speak long because there are lots of people who want to speak and I don't want to take their time, but I want to say congratulations to all of us. Happy birthday, Jürgen. Happy birthday, World Tourism Network. Let's start this, the beginning of the end of one year and the beginning of a new year. Hopefully 2021 will be a lot better than 2020 is. I think none of us will feel too guilty in saying goodbye to 2020. So hello, 2021, and this will be the start of hopefully wonderful things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter, and thanks for the birthday. I think in my age, you better forget the birthdays. So, but anyways, this is very nice of you to remind everyone. Yes, we do have birthdays, and thank you everyone. I received a lot of greetings, and I'm very grateful for this. I'd like to give the microphone to a very special friend, and probably one of the undoubtedly one of the heroes in the travel and tourism industry, Dr. Talia Breitbart. He's joining us from Spain, but he's originally from Jordan. And as you know, he was the Secretary General of UNWTO, is our patron. And good morning or good evening, Talia. Do you need to unmute yourself, please?
Good evening at my end. I'm speaking to you from the south of Spain now. Thank you so much, Jürgen, and happy birthday, Jürgen. I was looking for a nice little birthday song here. I'll get it somehow. But I'm very happy to be part of this launching of WTN. Now, WTN has a very specific role here. It's not an organization, it's a network. It's a network of people and the small businesses, as Peter said. We have many, many organizations all over the world. UNWTO is a governmental organization, United Nations organization. WTTC is a private sector organization that caters for the big and large industries. You have regional organizations like PATA that try to combine so and so. But this network is open for everybody, for individuals. I don't know what I belong to anymore as an individual. I'm very proud to be part of a network as an individual. If I want to start my consultancy service, I can join this network. If I'm a small business, I can join this network at the international level. Therefore, this network is a very important initiative. Thank you so much, Jürgen, for putting it into life again. I think Jürgen is coming up with so many good initiatives lately, and I'm very, very glad to be part of it. Now, what COVID has done to us, it has hurt most of the small businesses much more than the big businesses, although the big businesses are employing so many people around the world. But it's small businesses that constitute the backbone of our industry. Jeffrey knows that very well. It's the people that employ 2 or 3 people around them or work alone, self-employed people. These people are hurt most because there's nothing that can support them. And governments are not taking care of them. Governments today are so busy trying to protect the big ones, to keep them alive, but not the small ones. Therefore, Jürgen, I'm very, very happy to be part of this. You mentioned UNWTO. I'm very happy that you mentioned that, because many of you may have noticed or may have known that recently there are elections for the new Secretary General for UNWTO. And one of the good candidates with us will be Sheikh Hamay bint Mohammed Al Khalifa, a lady from Bahrain, a wonderful, capable lady. She will be joining us soon, I hope. She is.
Join us tomorrow. We have another event where we have the keynote,
okay.
And she will be.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that, because I hope that we would all support the lady this time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jürgen.
Thank you, Talib. Yeah, we have a wonderful team already in place, and I'm so grateful for everyone's time and effort and guidance into this. This is something very new. As you know, my background for the last 20 years is media outreach, and we'll do our very best to bring the eTurboNews platform established, and all the media partners that wanted to join us, so it's not exclusively to eTurboNews, to our platform, so we can work together and get the message out and use our database also for good use. It's very similar to I think what SCOL is doing worldwide, and actually SCOL joined us as a member in the very beginning stage, and I see my good friend Wolfgang Hoffmann in Düsseldorf, and I'm a member of that SCOL club, and SCOL is always going to be an organization I think we can all learn from. It's all about doing business with friends. There are a number of people I wanted to maybe just give the microphone for before we go into the technical part and introduce the chapters. We also have a great announcement. We have a new tourism hero, and I will explain this a little bit better later. But I wanted to give also a very special welcome to our good friend Louis D'Amour. Louis is the founder and president of the International Institute for Peace Through Tourism. We had a wonderful 3-hour session yesterday and couldn't even finish in the 3 hours, so we're going to have another one. No one got bored. I think most of us stayed from the beginning to the end, and it's an archive is in progress, Louis. It will be up for people who missed it. But a very special welcome, Louis. He's joining us from New York, and Louis will be heading a special interest group within WTN, and I will explain about the interest groups also a little bit more, but the interest group is about peace through tourism. Welcome, Louis. You need to unmute yourself, please. Louis, you need to oh, there we go. I think you're unmuted. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much, Thomas, for inviting me, and happy birthday to you. Talib Rafai, good to see you again, and thank you for joining us last night. Again, I'd like to thank you for all you've done for the tourism industry as the Secretary General of the UN World Tourism Organization. You brought together the key leaders of the industry to work collaboratively rather than competitively, and you've made a huge difference in the tourism industry. You've also been very kind and supportive of IIPT as Secretary General and currently as Chairman of our International Advisory Board. I'd like to welcome everyone to this important network and say hello to each of you. I hope as you progress in your own initiatives that you'll keep in mind the important role of tourism in promoting a culture of peace. Thank you very much, Thomas.
Thank you very much. And
I'd like to
someone is talking to me in the background, so we turn this off here. Okay, and I also like to welcome a person who's, I think, essential in this entire movement. And he's joining us from Belgium, Professor Jeffrey Lippman. He's the head of SUNEX. He's also president of the International Coalition of Tourism Partners. That's the other organization I'm chairing with Jeffrey, and there will be some very interesting changes to ICTP, and Jeffrey will probably explain this now a little bit better. And he has been essential from the very beginning. ICTP, the organization with Jeffrey, was also behind the start of African Tourism Board and many other very good initiatives. Welcome, Jeffrey. Good morning or good evening.
Hi, good morning, Thomas, Jürgen, whatever we know you as now, and so many old friends. I wanted to be here with you, and particularly also with you, Talia. We worked together for such a long period. It's a funny world we're living in now. We're living in a world where this is going to become the normal way of our keeping in touch with each other. And I see, looking at the list, I see so many old friends, and it's good that we can do this. And I support Thomas's initiative to create this network. I think anything that can be done to help tourism develop, I would argue in a green and clean way. I think COVID has shown us that maybe we've been on a headlong rush, which we've been forced to come to a very rapid halt. And my focus in life now is around the climate crisis and creating a framework of climate-friendly travel. And I hope to be working in this group with all of you to help us align our thinking. I'm too old to believe that we can reach sort of common positions and that kind of thing. But I think if we can align our thinking on getting a more decent kind of travel that has less adverse impacts, that reduces the carbon, and which puts a voice in there, which maybe puts a check on the established organizations and helps them move in a direction which, if we talk to our kids, we'll see they want us to move in. So I'll finish by saying we did start ICTP together. It got a lot of members and we had a lot of fun with it, but I'm not convinced that we ever really made any significant difference. And we've agreed that as World Tourism Network moves off to become a new organization with a focus on the small and medium enterprises, I will take ICTP and reform it into ICFTP, the International Climate Friendly Travel Program. And we will be putting a focus on that with this same type of event. I hope to see many of you inside that framework, because I think probably like me, you're an integral part of this industry. You love the sector, it's been your life, but we have to change and we have to reduce our carbon like the rest of the world is doing, because we're banging away at the planetary boundaries, and we haven't done enough. We have to go further. So thanks for that, for the opportunity to talk about this. And thanks, it's great to see so many old friends here.
Thank you.
I don't mean old, I mean well established.
I think both is probably appropriate for many of us, but thank you, Jeffrey. Next, I wanted to introduce also a very good friend, and we talk every day, and we've been working hard together on the African Tourism Board, what is an initiative started a little bit more than 2 years ago to bring Africa together. It was also first an ICTP initiative and now turned into a very important organization run in Africa by Africans. And the person behind it is Mr. Cuthbert Nkubi. He's the chairman. He's joining us from Pretoria in South Africa. Welcome, Cuthbert. If you can please unmute yourself. There we go. I'm trying to find
thank you. Thank you so much, Jürgen, and happy birthday to you. I was surprised that today was your birthday. Yeah, I just want to really appreciate and acknowledge that. And thank you so much for this great initiative. And it's an honor once again to see my mentors, Dr. Taleb, Dr. Peter, Geoffrey, and it's really a blessing that we meet at this time where we are inaugurating an initiative by Yegen. If there was a time where unity needs to prevail amongst the tourism stakeholders, it is now, whereby when we emerge from this unprecedented period, we facing of the pandemic, we need to be stronger and united, especially we need to support one another in these kind of initiatives. Thank you so much, Yegan. It's really a great pleasure for me to be part of the champions within the tourism sector.
Well, thank you, Cuthbert, and the pleasure is all ours. And before we go into the structure of the organization, I wanted to bring forward an initiative, what we also brought into WTN. It's our Heroes event. One, we start Safer Tourism seal. What we put a little bit on the background in view of what is happening in the industry. It is certainly right now, we feel not the right time to announce safety in travel. So we have not promoted it, but what we did promote is our Heroes program. And our Heroes program, these are people that truly contributed to the tourism industry through this crisis or other organizations, and Heroes is just starting. Find the information on heroes.travel, and you can see who is part of this program, but I wanted to acknowledge the people who are in there. There are not that many to mention. And I would also like to announce a new hero who's joining our program today, and I will explain why. Within the hero program right now, and I'm just reading the names, is Ambassador Do Yang Shim from Korea, Alain Saint-Ange from the Seychelles, is Diana McIntyre, who is with us here today from Jamaica, is Marisa Donato from Washington, D.C. I think she may also be on this call, is Alexandra Garda-Zepic, who's going to be speaking a little bit later. She's also here. We have Vijay Honosami. He is part of our organization now also. He's leading our aviation panel, and I will explain this a little bit later. We have Dr. Walter Menzel in South Africa. And then, Cuthbert, we got you. That's why I didn't take your picture off here yet. And we have Tom Jenkins. He is the head of the European Travel Association. We have Louis Damour, who already said a few words earlier. And of course, we have Dr. Talia Breitbart. We have the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism from Jamaica and head of the Tourism Resilience and Crisis Center. We have Professor Lipman, who you just heard from. And we have the Honorable Secretary Najib Balala from Kenya. We have Agnes Mukaha in Nairobi. She's the Chief Executive Officer of the Kenya Association of Travel Agents. We have Peter Byron, and some of you heard his event last night. He runs Mafia Island in Tanzania, but he's not affiliated with the Mafia. And we have Dale Evans. Dale runs one of the second largest taxi company here in Honolulu, and has really gone out of her way to make taxis safe, not only during COVID, but also before COVID. We have Rudy Hermann in Penang. He is now running our Malaysia chapter, we'll be announcing a little bit later. We have Deepak Rai Joshi from Kathmandu, who is on this call and will say a few words later. He'll be running our Nepal chapter. And we have Abigail Olagabaye in Nigeria, who's behind the Africa Tourism Day and many very important events in the Africa tourism scene. And today, I'd like to announce a new hero who just joined us this morning. And let me replace the spotlight here. And her name is Robin Richmond. Robin is joining us from Chicago, I believe. And those that haven't seen her presentation yet, you should see it's an archive, and it's running like all the presentations we had on eTurboNews, constantly back to back with all the other good input we had. This is going to, you may run into it for the next month or so. And her initiative actually triggered also for the WTN to start an initiative she said she would lead, and it's called Virtual Tourism Community. And we had a very good session where we had participants from small villages and small businesses in Tanzania, in Nepal, in Bhutan, I'm sorry, and in Peru. And she is found a system what would actually get tour guides a job even during these crises, so they can make money. Tour guides are an essential part of our small business community. And maybe she can just give us a few words what she's doing. You can probably do that a lot better than I can do, but congratulations, Robin, and welcome to the Club of Heroes.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. It's so, I feel honored, and I got involved, because I really loved what you were doing, and this whole initiative to bring us together to work on rebuilding travel is just so wonderful. And I am excited to be a part of it. And hopefully, as you said, I'm leading one of the initiatives, and I hope a lot of people can join. I'll give a little background. Just, we said it's virtual tourism, and while everyone is, working hard now to plan when travel resumes, I really wanted to figure out a way to help some of the smaller communities that are affected by the pandemic now. And with this virtual travel tourism, I'm hoping to, and I am employing, like Jürgen said, the tour guides in small communities. Steppin' Out Adventures is a boutique travel company for, we've been around for 26 years, and a lot of our focus is on cultural immersion. So I really seek out all the different, community-based tourism programs. And and because of that, I've gotten to know a lot of them. And for example, in Tanzania, we meet with Mama Anna, who was given a cow from Heifer International, and from that she created a co-op to make milk, and then eventually taught herself how to make cheese and created a whole cheese factory, which cheese is not as big in Tanzania, but she was selling to the hotels. And now there aren't guests in the hotels, and she she's not making any revenue from this cheese factory that she had. She she was not only doing this for herself and her family, but her business was actually also creating a school to educate the kids in her village. So these are the people that I'm working with, and I'm trying to employ to help them, like I said, generate some revenue during this time. And we're doing that by finding people who can share their traditions, their customs with participants on Zoom. And I say with participants, I use that word, not just travelers, because I think that, like all the travelers want to travel again. But I think that there's, a lot of people who just, want to do something else besides happy hour on Zoom. So I think that there's a really large outreach to, let's say have, Christmas in Rwanda, which is actually something that we are doing on Christmas. We have a couple, some of the other programs that I'm now working with are African, drumming in Rwanda. We're learning how to cook a pachamanca in Peru. We're learning meditation in Bhutan, and a number, of other, different program. So what I'm hoping with with the initiative from this group is that we can find, other people who want to get involved and present a program, or know someone can help direct to a program, or even help host or help aid some of the people with either cameras or in the production aspect. Because while we're selling these programs and people are registering, I don't want a lot of the expenses to go toward upgrading internet and things like that. So I'm hoping we could all come together and make this a much larger project. And I think I guess I will be having a chapter that people can contact me through here, or I'll put my information into the chat as well. So thank you so much.
Jürgen, if I may interrupt just for a minute. I think this is for you.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
And it's called Steinmaus.
Happy birthday, Jürgen.
Happy birthday.
Maybe
Happy
we
birthday,
sing
Jürgen.
all together. Maybe this is the time to sing all together from all
No,
around
I
the
think
world.
it's always the
That
time to
was
sing all
great,
together.
Talib.
Why
You're
don't
the
we all
best.
do it together? 1, 2, 3. Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
birthday
Birthday to you.
dear Jürgen.
Birthday, dear Jürgen.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
This may not be the world's prettiest song, but it's
It happens to
with
be.
a lot of love.
It happens to be my son's birthday as well. He's here with
Happy
me.
birthday to your son also.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Gracias.
Feliz aniversario.
Gracias.
Moler Sameach.
Muchas gracias.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, guys.
Now you can continue now. You can continue now.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. That was great. It was probably the nicest birthday song I ever had, and it's the most international one for sure. Thank you. Now, to move on, I wanted to maybe go to the special interest groups, because we already mentioned it, and Robin mentioned it. The way we really wanted to do, and we're going to go to the chapters in a minute here, and some people will talk about this, but our special interest groups are not really chapters. These are groups where people from all different chapters, and also those not belonging to chapters, can come together and discuss initiatives. Every initiative has a leader, and the initiative chair is the person who actually would put this together. We will give the chair access to our database so we can communicate with people. Maybe we want to start a WhatsApp group, or we find other technical means. It is just starting. And we have a number of, we call it interest groups, already set up and announced. One is the virtual tourism community you just heard about from Robin. And let me get through the other ones real quick. We have these small cultural cities, what is in the very beginning stage, and it comes from Korea. It was an idea by Madame Do, who is been in the travel industry and involved in very good initiatives all over the world. And it's an idea actually brought forward by a mayor of Ando, the city in Korea, and we'll see where we can take this. Then one of our most important initiative, and that's how it's all started, is Safer Tourism, what of course is run by Dr. Peter Tarlow. And maybe Peter, you can say a little bit more about the history of Safer Tourism, what you're doing, because people know you because you're your partner here, but sometimes people don't know too much about you and what you've really done and how this all came together.
Well, thank you. Safer Tourism is an initiative of our world organization to try to create safety and security for visitors around the world. And we don't want to be reactive, we want to be proactive. Some of the things that we do are we work with nations as far as understanding their security and safety problems. And that also includes public health, ecology, the environment, which is also part of tourism surety. We work with police around the world in order to create training for police so they understand that visitors often have different needs than the local populations. We work with governments. We're trying to work with private industries. One of the big issues, of course, today is the public health for people to travel, be it on an airline or be it in a hotel or restaurants. And of course, many of the smaller businesses are being destroyed because of the lack of irregularities within the public health sector of what is permitted and not permitted. So anyone who would like to become involved in this initiative, this is really one of the key foundations of tourism security. If you look me up on the web, you'll see that I've written a vast quantity of books, including the only book in the English language on tourism security. I work with people in English, Portuguese, and Spanish around the world. And this is a chance for all of us to create an environment which is not only understanding and loving for the visitor, but also lets the visitor know that we care. We care about his or her safety, his or her security, and his or her health. So that's just a very quick area. I'll put my email down, or you can actually get through on our WTN website, and we'll be glad to give you lots of information about how we're working to make tourism safe and secure around the world. Thank you, Jürgen.
And thank you, Peter. And when it comes to contacting us, it'll be very easy. It's already very easy. All you need to do is go to WTN.travel, click on contact. There is a form, and we forward the form to the right person. Actually, all the interest groups will have their own email address with members. And when you send out this form, it'll go to the corporate party. So you don't really have to write down a million email addresses. It's all just one very easy step to get to us. Now, the other interest group so far we have established is Peace Through Tourism. And you heard from Louis D'Amour. He's for the Mr. Peace in travel and tourism for the last 35 years. And we celebrated his 35th birthday for IIPT yesterday on this forum. And we're so honored that he chose the World Tourism Network Lounge to celebrate his 35 years of global success. And he will be leading this forum along with his team, what is also a global team of ambassadors. We have one here, Diana McIntyre, and she's in Jamaica and runs the Caribbean chapter of this group. We have a green and clean voice. This is a discussion what is led by Professor Jeffrey Lipman, and he already explained this earlier. We have our Rebuilding Travel discussion and the Rebuilding.travel website, what will be ongoing. And it's all about rebuilding after COVID right now. And we have the aviation group. And I wanted to read a statement from Vijay, who is leading this group. He's in Singapore. And right now it's 2:41 a.m. in Singapore. So we didn't expect him to be on this, but he would be joining us tomorrow. And he will also be a member of the panel tomorrow for our discussion with the Her Excellency from Bahrain about the future of tourism and UNWTO. But this is what he writes, and I'm reading this the first time. He just sent it this morning, and he's saying, greetings. Nobody knows how all this will play out, but we must all do our trustworthy part to rebuild confidence in the safety, security, and predictability of the end-to-end journey of an airline passenger to enable airlines to help the world take off. The travel tourism stakeholders must wake up to the fact that the new normal requires new mindsets to find new solutions. Beyond innovation and digitalizations, there's an ever-growing need. I think someone is sharing. I'm sorry. Let me turn the screen share off because it will take, someone clicks accidentally on there. Okay, the travel and tourism sector must wake up to the fact beyond innovation and environmentally and economically sustainable travel and tourism model. WTN's aviation group, which I have the honor to serve as a chairman, will provide a safe space for travel and tourism stakeholders to air their views about the most significant aviation challenges and how to address them. Please join my panel on December 17th at 3 p.m. Singapore time. It's our inaugural panel series entitled Plain Talk for a candid discussion on the aviation challenges in relations to COVID-19 and to the environment. Thank you. Perhaps you know that we have a number of upcoming events. I think we almost have 20 of them lined up, and this is a very important event, and you can find and register if you go to WTN Travel. Click on the blue banner for launch event, or click on the link for launch event. It's in red. You cannot miss it, and you can register not only for tomorrow's panel discussion, but you can also register for all the upcoming events, and there are plenty. And actually, even better, go down and look at the archive and see who already presented to this forum. I wanted to go to another pillar of our organization, our chapters. And really the idea is to build a network of chapters around the world. This could be chapters in cities, in regions, in countries, or even in continents. It doesn't mean if there's an Africa chapter, what we have, and I will announce this, that we don't want a chapter in Nairobi or in Kenya or in East Africa. It is a discussion group of like-minded people. They can meet and discuss. Hopefully one of these days we'll also meet in person. The chapters are really what is feeding our organization. Membership fees for the most part would also go to the chapters, so they would be sustainable. And chapters can rest assured that a global organization is now behind them. And many times with our members in different parts of the world of different influences, maybe it'll be easier for us to push local initiatives forward, not only on a global scale, but also on a local scale, because we're a lot stronger together than one by one. And this is really what our chapters are about. We have a few chapters already established, and I will see if we have our new chapter presidents or chairmen. We haven't decided how to call them yet. On board, who can say a word. We have the African chapter, what is run by Cuthbert Nkubi, and we heard from Cuthbert earlier, so I don't need to repeat this. But we also have the chapter what is run by one of our tourism heroes, and she has been with us from the very beginning, because it's the very chapter and very first trial we put together. Alexandra Gajdacevic, she's joining us from Moldova. Alexandra, are you here?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, and I'm trying to find you so I can put the spotlight on you.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. I see you.
Okay.
Welcome, and thank you for doing what you're doing, and maybe tell us more about you and your plans for the Balkan chapter you have been leading for quite some time now.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, happy birthday to you and to all of us.
Thank you.
The other thing, I'm not from Moldavia, I'm from Montenegro. Okay.
Oh, Montenegro, I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay. So actually, I'm really delighted to be part of this great team, and I'm very honored to be, especially to be the executive board member of WTN, and I really feel strong by, because actually we are all together in this, and there are 120 country members in this organization, so it really makes me feel special as all of us. I'm also glad that WTN will be supporting small and medium-sized businesses, because somehow they are left aside and they have suffered the most, and we have so many situations of that kind to handle in Balkan. And definitely more proactive we are, better chance we have to get out of this crisis. So what we have to do in Balkan and everywhere else is to find new solutions for new normal. But as to Balkan itself, I'm really glad and honored that I'm in charge of this chapter. And I could say, just for those who might not know, that Balkan is located in the southeast of Europe. It's actually at the edge of the European continent. And we have 11 countries in that area. So Balkan is synonym for beautiful nature, beautiful people, friendly people, tradition, culture, but it's also synonym for some not that good things, like many crises, including political crises, war. Now we are hardly hit with the pandemic, so we are not really good example of how we handle tourism crisis during this pandemic situation. Definitely, in most of the Balkan countries, we have missed to have proper destination marketing. We have missed to have protocols, solution, digitalizations, innovations. So there are so many things to be done here in Balkan. And we should, as we are quite big region, my initiative and idea is that we build tourism bubble and tourism corridors, as we have seen all around the globe. And I think that's a big chance and possibility for us to rebuild tourism. So we have to bring back confidence, because we lost trust of tourists, and hopefully we will be able to do it together. I would also say that we have a tunnel on Balkan on the 11th, on Friday, 11th of December, 9:30 local time. And I would really be happy if you join it, because your views and suggestions would be very welcome. And I'm sure that together we should be able to bring Balkan back on its feet. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you so much. And I wanted to introduce our chapter president from our new chapter in Bangladesh, H.M. Hakim. I think he's actually joining us from the United States, where he is right now. But welcome, Hakim. Hakim, can you hear us? Hakim, can you hear us? He is on, but he may have an issue. His microphone is on, but not your camera. H.M. Hakim Ali, can you hear us? Okay, so he might have some problems. If you get your sound back later, then we will give you the microphone. Okay, I don't think it was mute. We have a lot of background noise here. Okay. Okay, so now let's go from Bangladesh to Greece, and our chapter president, and I'm trying to see if she's on board, is Vicky.
Here.
Vicky, you're here. Okay, welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much for amazing team. Happy birthday, Jorge. I didn't know that it was your birthday today. I am really honored to be among all these professionals from all over the world. And also I'm honored that you trusted me to start the chapter in Greece. As most of you may know, that Greece is a country that one of the most important part of the economy is tourism. And we will try to work close with the government, with the chapter that we are setting up now. And we will try also to focus on different kind of tourists, like sophisticated tourists, startuppers, digital nomads, because now you know things that change all over the world. There are entrepreneurs and startuppers that they want to relocate and work from different countries, that they feel safer, that they want to have nice time, but also work from abroad. So this is a very interesting part of tourism that we want to focus. And of course, we want also to promote more our cultural heritage and to bridge the typical tourism with more with the cultural tourism. So we have a lot of different projects that we want to be part of the strategic plan of the country, of the government actually. And I'm very happy that I'm on board on this great team with all of you from all over the world. And of course, we welcome you to Greece, and whenever you will decide to communicate with us.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you very much. And I wanted to just mention, and he asked me to mention it. He also prepared a statement and a movie. What I was unable to get up here right now, but I will send it to everyone. And he will be there tomorrow with us. It's Rudy Hermann. He's in Malaysia, and he will be running our chapter there. He already has done a lot. He's established a LinkedIn group. He already has a number of members ready to sign up. And he's been extremely active in the last few years. So I apologize for not having his statement, but it's all nice words, and he's ready to go. Unfortunately, it is 2:53 in the morning, so I thought if he joins us tomorrow, it'd probably be a more friendly time for him, or tonight. But welcome, Rudy. And then we have Raed Habis. Raed is our new chapter president for Saudi Arabia. And I don't see him on board, but I know he's going to join us tomorrow as well. And I'm very excited to introduce, and I saw she is here, and probably a very important chapter for us is Susan Sheets, and she is in charge of our new Washington area chapter. And Susan, welcome.
Hi, thank you. I think it's pretty exciting that you've pulled this together for the small and medium-sized organizations. I've been in travel for over 40 years, and I've worked mostly with large associations, and I found there was no voice for the smaller player. And a lot of the larger associations and organizations in America, you get to run the show because you have the money. So if you're the biggest sponsor, you're the one featured, and it's your issues, it's your, it's what works for you. So I found in travel in the United States in particular, it would be wise to have a seat at the big boy table, but to have an equal footing. So I think WTN offers that. I think in the Washington area, we've got all of the embassies. We can liaise with them from here. We can liaise with US Travel. I'm just thinking about who's here, Brand USA, ASTA, the American Society of Travel Agents, GBTA, the Global Business Travel Association. These are all folks that have basically been run by the big boys. So it would be nice to have a way to bring the world, the folks that participate on an individual and entrepreneurial level, have that voice be heard. So that's my excitement here.
Thank you very much.
I cannot say how important it is for everything you're doing. I'm in DC all the time. I have family there, and anytime that I can help you, I'm there to help you.
Well, there will be oftentimes, I think, when we have issues that we need to bring to the fore, we'll need to find out who the best vehicle, how best to present ourselves, and then go up on the Hill or go to visit the White House or wherever the decisions are being made, have that opportunity. And that's hopefully I'll get some guidance from where help is most needed and what we can do as an organization.
Congratulations.
Just get our feet.
Jürgen, I think it's important just to point out to people once again that these chapters could be of two different areas. One, it could be a geographic zone, such as the Washington, D.C. area, or it can be a specific interest, such as culinary tourism or safety and security. So some of the groups are international in the sense that anyone might be interested in such a topic as culinary tourism. And some of them will look at specifically the needs of a geographic area, such as a country, continent, or a major tourism city, such as Washington, D.C.
And Peter, if you go look at our website, that's exactly how we structured it.
Yes.
You see a column for chapters, and you see all the chapters we discussed listed here. And then next to it, you see interest groups. You see the different discussion points we have that are beyond chapters, and of course could include the chapters. And,
excellent.
and I think this could really work well together. We have 2 more chapters to announce. One is our chapter in Liberia, run by Ms. Mai Ure, and I don't see her on board, but I know there had been some issues with internet in Liberia, but she's going to be running our chapter in Freetown in Liberia in West Africa. And we have Arvind Naya. He had a presentation last night about Zimbabwe. He's based in Harare. He gave us a wonderful presentation about the tourism potential and the beauty of tourism in Zimbabwe. You can find this already archived, and it's going to be running like all our sessions between now and the end of the week. I saw him earlier. He did sign in, but I don't see him now. Unless, Arvind, if you're there, just raise your hand. We give you the floor. But I also know there are some issues with internet in Harare, what may not allow him to attend. But he was very excited to run this chapter. Last and not least, I wanted to introduce our board member, and he's been here from the very beginning, Deepak Arai. He's joining us from Kathmandu in Nepal, and he'll be leading our chapter in Nepal. Welcome, Deepak.
Thank you, Jürgen. Highly respected personalities and dignitaries of our tourism industry, namaste. We all know that we have witnessed the rapid, robust, and wide growth in tourism, which is ever increasing recently. Unlike few years ago, tourism was very limited to the few destinations and in the hand of few players only. But now it is reaching out and touching to almost every country and every communities across the globe. So as it is widening, many small and medium business segments are also coming into it. So I think the WTN, World Tourism Network, is probably the best platform which is created to give a voice or to represent a voice of all the segments. Every crisis brings opportunities. So I believe in tourism sector, this time this pandemic has gave a kind of path to the WTN, which is going to create many opportunities in tourism sector in future. I think since tourism survives and thrives in a large range of supply chain, and it is linked with many segments of socio-economic sectors, probably this is the most relevant and right time to work for better tourism. And I believe better tourism only can make better world. So I'm quite sure that whenever I see very encouraged people in this group, I feel very, very energized to see the very passionate people around it. And so certainly this network is going to bring positive results in our tourism. From top of the world and from the travel and tourism fraternity of South Asia region, I would like to extend a very special message of congratulations and best wishes for all the success and impactful years ahead. We are together for tourism. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was trying to find your window so I can put you in the spotlight, and I just found it. So I didn't want to show myself here the whole time, and I apologize for this. So we're going to show you for a little bit here. Thank you, Deepak, and you've always been an inspiration, and looking forward. Actually, when you were still I think the head of the tourism board, eTurboNews, we're putting an event together for you at ITB in Berlin. We're all ready to go. And that was one of the reasons we actually met. We went to Berlin early to prepare for this event. We had more than 400 people signed up. And then, of course, it was canceled. But also thanks to you, and thanks for hiring eTurboNews to organize your event. We were in Berlin early, what allowed us to start rebuilding.travel, where we teamed up with Pata to do that. So it all comes together and everything is there for a reason. And thank you for this. I wanted to mention a few more members of our executive board. They're not here today because of time difference and other differences. We have Alain Saint-Ange. Alain has been instrumental in rebuilding.travel and our organization. He's from the Seychelles. He was the former Minister of Tourism for the Seychelles. We also have a sitting Minister of Tourism and Wildlife for Kenya, the Honorable Najib Balala. He's not with us now. Hopefully he'll be attending tomorrow's or a future session. We have Walter Memzebi. He's also in Africa, originally from Zimbabwe, and he was a former foreign minister and one of the longest serving tourism ministers in Africa, I believe. And just to give you a few statistics, we now have members in 126 countries, and hopefully this will be counting. There are more coming in, so we're truly international, and there is a lot to grow. And we have a total member count now of 942, so we're approaching the magic number of 1,000 very soon. As I said, our organization is just starting. It's not only for the ministers who we love to be part of our board and initiatives, it's for everyone to be part of. And we're building this. It takes time, but it also takes your input. And so we're going to ask everyone, hopefully, if you like what we're doing, spread the word, help us to get new members joining us. And even more important, if you're interested in leading a local chapter or leading an initiative, please just contact us, wtn.travel, and click on contact, and we'd be happy to with this. If you wanted to participate in any initiative you see, please also contact us. We're actually going to be changing our sign-up sheet so you can do this from the very beginning once we get chapters more established in this organization. And so from our, this is really general how we start out. And so we are excited. We made the entire month our launch month. So you will see, and you already have a lot of events and presentations coming up by members, for members, and for everyone else in the world. I can tell you, we had an average view of all the presentations. We started now a little bit more than a week ago on December 1 of about 7,500 to 8,000 views. And some of them actually are quite a bit higher. And we have not even started writing about it, where we also put the presentations up. So we hope we're going to get a good audience for anything and everything we're doing. Presentations here in December for our launch event are free. Just the subject should be interesting enough. So if you're still thinking about presenting an initiative you're involved in, your company, and you are convinced this is important for the world to know, you can also go to our event page, just scroll down, there's a form, and you can pitch it to us. We cannot really take every single initiative. There's a lot of good stuff out there. For instance, if it's too commercial, if it's just there to promote an agency, we love to do that. But of course, we also have commercial channels to do it, and we want to make sure it's interesting for everyone. But there are a lot of commercial opportunities that are also interesting for a global audience, and we welcome this. From my end, this is really a summary of what we're doing. So I wanted to open up the floor for questions and see if anyone else wants to contribute to this discussion. The floor is yours. Just simply raise your hand, and we'd be happy to let you speak. I see there are some comments on the chat, in the chat group, and I welcome them. We can print them and save them. Unfortunately, I really didn't have the time to go through them one by one. So if you said anything on this chat forum, just raise your hand and we just give you the voice.
Okay. Jürgen, while people are getting ready to think about what they might like to say, I think we should emphasize that one of the key elements of WTN, which is different from many other organizations, is we want to help you make money. So earning a legal and moral salary is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. And one of the things that we're hoping is that all of us will help each and every person to come up with new ideas and ways that small businesses, medium-sized businesses can earn a living and really get themselves back on a strong economic footing after such a very difficult year. And also I sent out, but I'll say it also publicly, want to wish everyone happy Hanukkah or a Merry Christmas. Let's hope that the year 2021 is a lot better than 2020. And it's the beginning of a renaissance for the tourism industry and a time then we can all really rejoice.
Now,
So
Peter,
now there might be questions.
yes, there is. There's Diana. We already put her in the spotlight. One of our tourism heroes and an ambassador, I think, or president of the IIPT chapter in the Caribbean, joining us. And she's involved in community tourism. Welcome, Diana.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm very excited about the network because I'm a passionate networker for a long time. And to thank you, Jürgen, for your guidance and work. I can't believe all the things you're doing, but guess what? We support it and we'd love to set up a chapter for the Caribbean in collaboration, of course, with the IPT Caribbean and the other partners that we have. And if it's possible to set up the community tourism chapter, that also, because we have several groups all over the world that can be a part of that. So it's something to look at, and we see the COVID time as an opportunity for us to bring everybody together because the trend of tourism is definitely niche marketing. We've been doing it for years. I've identified over 40 niche markets, post office tourism, graveyard tourism, all kinds of tourism. And you know, you have groups interested in coming to our countries to do more with the communities, with the culture and so on. So I'll be very happy to work together with the network in getting this moving.
And I think we'd be very happy to work with you. I know you're one of the best networkers I've seen in the industry.
Thank you.
Honored to work with you. Maybe if you could just go to WTN.travel and just send us a note so we have it in writing, we can share it and then we can set it up for you. And we'd love for you to lead this, and thank you for this. And of course, we'd love to work with IIPT. We're already working with IIPT for decades now, so that's a very good fit. And thank you very much. Mona Nafa raised her hand. She is also has a presentation coming up. She's in Jordan, good friend of ours, has been here from the very beginning. And it is great to have you at our launch event, Mona. Good afternoon or good evening.
Hello, Mona.
Jordan.
Hi, Talia.
Hello, Mona.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Good to
Keith.
see your
Good,
face
good.
again. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you. Thank you. Once again, I'm an Arab American residing in Jordan, and there is a lot of great networking going on in the chat box, but I just made a comment that we should really get a data list, an Excel data list of everybody's contacts, names, interest, because information is power. And once we can connect and get everybody's contacts in a data sheet or so, an Excel sheet, we then can connect offline. So that's all I have to say for today. I look forward for tomorrow. And thank you for the opportunity, Jürgen, to present the Dead Sea on Friday.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the Dead Sea presentation. And the Excel sheet is a great idea. Actually, we have it online, and but it's a little bit complicated. So I think the sheet to summarize.
Exactly.
Good.
But, we need some simplicity, a little bit of simplicity these days would be appreciated. Thank you.
We're working
and
hard.
happy birthday from the Holy Land, Jordan.
Thank you so much. One of my favorite places in the world. I remember our time in Petra at the UNWTO dinner when outside it was spectacular. I think about it many times, and also meeting with you for lunch in Amman. So we had good times in Jordan before. Beautiful place. And
we hope to continue those times. Thank you, and goodbye.
For always your input. And yes, right now, if you needed to get someone's direct contact information, if you gave us this information on your profile, it's actually in your profile, but it's very easily searchable. You can type in the name, or you can go by country and see who's a member in your country. And then in the US, since we have so many, it's so huge, and we have so many members, we actually also added states to it. We have members in 37 states right now. Taleb, you raised your hand.
Jürgen, if I may, yes, please. Jürgen, I think Mona's suggestion is a very good one. It requires from us to design a format that we could all fill, a format that has all the information that are needed and distribute it amongst ourselves. Don't just rely on our own initiatives. Let's standardize that. But I also want to talk about two things now. I think our friend from Greece mentioned something about digital nomads. It's a very, very important initiative. Digital nomads now are becoming the only alternative for the international travel to come back. The concept is, instead of having 10 people come for one day, you can have one person come for 10 days as such. So long stay. And I think that can be connected also to wellness and to what Mona is trying to do at the Dead Sea, which is, instead of having hotels booking and making offers just for a night or two, they'd have a booking for a week or 2 or 3, for a month or 2 or 3. That would require a lot of international work, and this network can champion that work. The other thing is our Diana from Jamaica. You know, there's a program in Jamaica called Jamaica Cares, which is buying an insurance policy for anybody that enters the country. I think we could move that to a global level, call it Global Travel Cares, part of the network, which is a concept that could be applied to each and every country. And every country would have its own caring program. This insurance policy is both with the ticket when you buy your ticket, if that's acceptable too. And then it would guarantee you, it would be specifically for COVID, to buy you peace of mind. And when you go in there, you can be also transmitted back to one country as part of your insurance company. It's a partnership between the private sector, the insurance companies in any locality, and the travel companies and the governments. Thank you.
It's a very, very good input. And Taleb, from the very beginning, I think you came up with the ideas of travel bubble, what is now talked of everywhere in the world. I think the first travel bubble you mentioned was between Aqaba and Amman. And so that...
Aqaba and Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Aqaba and Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Yes.
And yeah, it's so I wanted to thank you very much, Taleb. I was looking for...
You're welcome.
Well, I was looking for Wolfgang, our scout friend in Düsseldorf, and he was here just a minute ago. So maybe left. Okay, no,
He had to leave, Jürgen. He left already.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. I just thought
okay.
I'd say hello. So thank you again for everyone. I wanted to also recognize, I see Frank Wismek on here in Canada. He has an event coming up on our platform. Frank, why don't you tell us a little bit about your upcoming event, if you can?
Good day and happy birthday first, and enjoy your celebration. We had the last night this call, Hamilton, Niagara, Zoom call, and we exchanged. We had some toast and enjoy. But Skull Canada going to be on the 17th of December. Cross Skull Canada delegates and members going to be having a Zoom call. We're going to exchange idea. Now back to Canada. Canada borders are still closed, and we hope the government going to soon open it and welcome some people. We are struggling here with the 20-25% occupancy, and what you can say, waiting for the better days.
Thank you very much. You do have an event coming up here on our platform. You can easily sign up for this if you go to WTN.travel and click on the event. And we're
looking that's next week.
Next week, yes, exactly.
Yes, yeah.
I also wanted to
Jürgen,
recognize real quick.
may I make a suggestion, Jürgen?
Sure.
May I make a suggestion, Jürgen?
Yes, please.
I think every one of us could just say his name and where he's from. If you could do that very quickly, I think that would be very great. Can we do that?
Yes, that's a very good idea. So, Frank, where are you from?
Frank Bismarck from Burlington, Ontario, Canada.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I wanted to recognize a good friend for many of us here on this forum. He doesn't expect that I'm giving him the microphone, so I hope I don't call you by surprise here. But it's Burkhard Harbor. He's joining us from Germany. And I think if anyone needs any information on anything in the tourism industry, Burkhard is the to-go person. For decades, I think I know you for 2 decades almost, you have had the most comprehensive guides in travel and tourism, first with books like the size of phone books, and now in digital phone. And I've been to your place in Germany before, and when you walk into your house, you see stairs, but you cannot really hold on to the stairs because there are brochures and business cards everywhere. I mean, you know everyone and everything, and you have helped us out tremendously at eTurboNews over the years. And I know how hard this business is, because specifically in the computer age, people think you just Google things to find it. But it's not true. You should hire Burkhard if you need really someone do research and get contacts. Burkhard is the guy, and I wanted to welcome you, Burkhard.
Yeah, thank you, Jürgen. I did not expect, as you said, and also from me, I already congratulate you on our African Tourist Board WhatsApp group. And I don't know whether I should ask our friends here to sing a song all together, happy birthday, or maybe it would. It will not work, but however, yeah, Thomas and me, we know each other since about 20 years, I guess, around this corner. And he visited me maybe 5 times in my place here. And I appreciate his work and his networking, and he is a real hero to the tourism, definitely. And my job, well, it is an autodidactic job. It is, you cannot learn it. You have to need to have skills in research, of course. You need to have geographical knowledge, political knowledge, and you have to have a feeling for intercultural communication. And so I made a task for myself for World Tourism Network to find members from countries where we don't have a member yet. And so I think what was the number of the countries? 120 about?
We have 126 right now, as far as I know.
Okay. But when we see Hong Kong, Macau, this is not a country. So let's say we speak about maybe 220, 30 countries. So maybe 100 are missing, more or less.
Interrupt you there. It's an important thing because we're not political. So any area, what some people consider a country, as long as it's a region, what we're not looking at political, who's recognized. So Taiwan for us, it's a country or two. Palestine is a region, and I know there are many, and so we don't go by political standards.
Okay. So I have contacts in any country. And of course, the quality is different. The people sometimes change. Of course, it is different from country to country. It's very hard to get information or contact with the Afghan tourism organization in Kabul. Of course, it's not so easy, but it works. It works. I even have the contact to the North Korean tourism agency, and they now opened an office in the embassy in Moscow, and I am contacted with maybe one of the very few North Koreans who are allowed to use Skype. So it is just an example. And I will try to fill the list of countries as soon as possible. And next step, I will go from the countries into the quantity and try to find some more members. So as some of you maybe know, the word World Tourism Network is not new. It already was with a friend, an idea of a friend of Jürgen, of Peter, and also from Geoffrey. And I think we can make it. We can make it. And what we need is an umbrella organization for all these various sectors of the tourist industry, whether it is hotel or a tour guide or safari in Africa or whatever, hotel, schools, the education, the complete academic sector. What we need is some kind of an international chamber of travel and tourism, and there is already some, let's say we are in the stage of producing the business plan. So this is a little bit music of the future, and of course because of COVID it is a little bit on ice for the moment. But I hope that during, let's say, during the next 2 years, I am able, or Thomas will be able to inform about the development and the launch of this organization. So at the moment, I just want to help WTN to increase the numbers of countries from 226 to nearly 200 in, yeah, let's say, by March.
Thank you, Burkhard.
Okay, now I close my mouth.
Thank you so much. And if are there any questions or anyone wanted to contribute, then please raise your blue hand.
Blue hand.
There's a blue button on the right hand side next, and then I will see this here. We can give you the microphone.
Or any color. It doesn't matter the color of your hand.
Yeah.
Well, I got the thumbs up and I've got the clapping hand. I don't have any other hand.
Okay, tell us who you are. And
Tim Anderson from Calgary, and I appreciated Frank from Burlington, Ontario's comments. I'm also a member of SCAL, and I wanted to get an idea of, because I've suggested, Jürgen, we would like to start a chapter here in Calgary. So I asked for your phone number again, by the way. Just wondering how these two organizations can work together, for example.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think SCAL is a very important organization. I've been a SCAL member for many years. SCAL is always complementary, same as Louis D'Amour's IIPT. And I know IIPT works very closely with SCAL. And SCAL is about doing business with friends. That's what we want to do. And so we would welcome any relationship with SCAL, and so we can help each other. SCAL, of course, is quite a big, larger organization. And yeah, any type of cooperation and a chapter in Calgary would be wonderful.
Okay, if you could share, you sent me you showed me your phone number, I think in a chat, which I didn't have a chance to record, and I can't find it in my emails. I've been looking for it this morning, so I can get that again, Jürgen. I would give you a call.
Yeah, no problem. What I do is when you send me a short email, if you go to WTN.travel, click on contact. You not only find the phone numbers, you also find the form. I get the form right away, and I'll be happy to get back, and there's also actually a calendar on it you can click on and schedule a phone call at your convenience. And since it's on me, it will be with me.
Okay, so WTN.travel. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
And then you can find it. Thank you very much for this input, and I'm looking forward. We have Syed Kadir raising hand. Welcome, Syed. Let us know where you're from. Syed, can you hear us?
Yes, hello, I can hear you. Hi, Jürgen. Happy birthday, and it's a very good beginning you are having today. I'm from Bangladesh, Sayyid Ghulam Qadir from Bangladesh. So welcome all. And I think this is a very, very good initiative to start and to help the small business, and particularly countries like Bangladesh, which is not so much promoted and is a misunderstood destination like Bangladesh. There are several like that. So if there could be some regular interactions and virtual destination promotion, that could help a lot in promoting the different destinations and different products in different destinations, which could attract the new travelers, and they could know about it, and the small business houses around the globe, they can also come into action with these organizations and help out the destination to grow.
Thank you very much, Syed. And actually, yes, we do already have a chapter in Bangladesh, and we would welcome to be part of this chapter. And you find it already when you go online on WTN.travel, just click on chapters. And Bangladesh is an important region and had an enormous growth in tourism. I've been to Bangladesh the first time in the 80s. So I know and I think I understand the development and the potential your country has, and we would very much like to include you. If I don't see any other hands, so that's all I have to say from our launch, and thank you for all your birthday wishes. I'm humbled to receive the song is fantastic. I have to see how many countries we honor, but definitely there was something very special. Thank you for this. I wanted to give Peter the last word, and hopefully we see you tomorrow. What is actually a little bit less than tomorrow. It's in 14 hours, whatever it is, or 13 and a half hours to be exact, when we have our keynote address and panel discussion with Her Excellency from Bahrain, and we're talking about the future of UNWTO and world tourism, and keep celebrating our launch the entire month after this to the end of December. Again, if you have any events you want to bring to it, just go to our website, WTN.travel, and click on events, and there's a form, and you can propose more events. You can also register for any of the upcoming sessions we have. Peter, the last word is from my end. Aloha, and thank you for attending.
Thank you, Jürgen. And also, first of all, thank you to everyone for being with us and helping us to make this really wonderful initiative. We're meeting in the month of December, which in much of the world is the darkest month of the year. But interestingly enough, the winter solstice comes on December 21st, and that's when light begins to reshine. And in the same way, the world of tourism has gone through perhaps its darkest year. But now, with the advent of the World Tourism Network, this is an opportunity from us to go from darkness to light. Light is an incredible, important concept within tourism, because it teaches all of us that when we shine the light on our problems and work together, we find solutions. Light is something that creates life, beauty, creativity, and that's what we're all in together. The world of tourism is a world of peace, a world where people come together. We put our national ideologies aside. Instead, we embrace our common humanity. And so at this time of the year, when so much darkness has taken place, we're seeing the first light of vaccines coming to the forefront. We're seeing the light of the tourism industry working together. And today is all about a rebirth and the creation of light for a springtime of hope and creativity. I want to thank everyone for having been with us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.